Before we get into today's show, let me tell you this. The all-new CLNS Media website has launched at clnsmedia.com. clnsmedia.com is now the home of this podcast and also 40-plus other podcasts and vidcasts in the world of sports, finance, comedy, and lifestyles. We are so excited to have our show featured on the new CLNS Media website. Support our network by checking this episode out at clnsmedia.com. And if you didn't hear me, that is clnsmedia.com. Also, we got to talk about something really quick, and that is my boys over at DraftKings. Listen up, Hoops fans. Basketball season is back, baby, and now that your favorite hardwood heroes have returned to action, it's time for you to put your fantasy knowledge to the test to win huge cash prizes every single night. Playing one-day fantasy basketball at DraftKings.com. At DraftKings, there are a million ways to play. That might be a little exaggerated, but could be a million, I'm not sure. Choose from public contests, and they have huge cash prizes, or private contests where you can compete against your buddies. They've even got beginner and casual contests where you'll play against people of similar skill level. So if you suck, you'll play against people who suck, and if you're good, you play against people who are good. It's pretty simple. The best part, though, you get to draft a new team each day, and drafting a team is arguably the best part of fantasy until you realize that team sucks. The only thing better? Winning cash doing it. Just ask Dan from St. Louis or Jeremy from Austin. They both turned a $3 entry into $1,000. Huge cash prizes and bragging rights await only at DraftKings. Use code CLNS at DraftKings.com to play free with your first deposit for your share of $10,000 in total cash prizes tonight. Don't wait. Use code CLNS at DraftKings.com now to choose your lineup, and you can seriously cash in tonight. That's code CLNS, only at DraftKings.com. The game inside the game. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for the deets. Hello and welcome into the CLNS Red Sox Roundtable. This is the first Roundtable in quite a while, but we had some news this morning that really calls for a Roundtable. And if you want me to sum it up in maybe a word, No! Giancarlo Stanton, the Marlins, and the Yankees have accepted a deal. They have agreed upon a deal. And there's been no word on whether or not Stanton has accepted. But according to Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic, one of the most reputable sources in baseball, he says that he expects Stanton to accept the deal because the Yankees were on the list of teams that Stanton was going to accept a deal to. So Giancarlo Stanton to New York for basically Starlin Castro. We'll talk about that later. With a 3-4-5 of now Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, and Gary Sanchez. I am joined today by fellow CLNS, I want to say writer, but I guess we're not really writers anymore, voice, personality, Alex Barth. Alex, what's up? How are you feeling today?
I'm hanging on by a thread. They say it's still pending a physical, but that guy's not going to pass a physical.
Yeah, he's the LeBron James of baseball.
He can just take off his shirt, physical pass.
He's the LeBron James of baseball. He looks like one of those guys who, like, if they built a statue back in Roman times, it would have been him.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing. It is mind-blowing to have this kind of a situation right now in Boston. So we're going to get the show rolling. So that's the news. The news is Stanton to the Yankees. Now, here's the thing, and here's what bothers me. So last night is really when everything started kicking up, because for a while, it seemed like it was the Giants. It seemed like the Giants were the ones who were going to get him. And I felt like he was going to like that. It was going to be West Coast. The Giants always have a chance of being a good team. They've got a good team built around him. And he didn't want to go there, so he would not waive that trade clause. He would not waive the trade clause to the Cardinals. They both had agreed to trades to the Marlins, so that was already set up, but he said no. And then all of a sudden, 4 teams come out that he'll accept a trade to, which we'll also talk about later. Cubs, Astros, Yankees, Dodgers. But first, in regards to the Red Sox, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? And I say that because of a tweet, and let's react to this right now. Last night, Joe, I want to say Kayata? Providence, What'd you say? He's Providence
Providence,
News.
NBC Sports Providence.
NBC Sports Providence. He said, quote, "My source tells me that," this was last night, a tweet, "My source tells me that since the Red Sox are not very interested in Giancarlo, he told his agent last night that he's down for the Yankees and the Cubs." So from what that sounds like, if the Red Sox showed any interest, there was a possibility of him coming here to Boston. And Dave Dombrowski, Dealer Dave, didn't pull the trigger and didn't send what we needed to send to bring in one of the probably the biggest power hitter of this generation of baseball players. And let's talk about the comparability, okay? So the Yankees sent over Starlin Castro and low-level minor leaguers, which is dirt. Low-level minor leaguers.
So to be fair, some of them are prospects, but they're still very far away. But none of the Yankees' top prospects were traded.
But they're still prospects. So they're in the farm system, and they're not close to being major leaguers. In Starlin Castro.
There's still some question marks on these guys.
So Alex, what do you think the Red Sox could have traded?
I don't know.
The same trade.
Right, Xander Bogaerts, you send one of the 6 third basemen you have coming up. There is a comparable offer.
You have a
the Red Sox.
20-year-old third baseman.
Personally, I think Bogaerts is better than Castro, so you already have that, and supposedly Jeter loves him, and I'll get more into Jeter later. I got a hair across my ass for him, but the Red Sox had the comparable offer. They didn't need to give up Benintendi. They didn't need to give up Devers. They didn't need to give up Betts. And if they had to give up some of those guys, I'm sitting here today, okay, fine. Maybe you needed to do that, but I'm fine riding with the youth movement. There's a lot of similarities in this to me, and I'm going to keep going back to this point. To last winter, when the Red Sox when the Celtics failed to get DeMarcus Cousins, a guy I really wanted them to get. And I was crushed when I found out they weren't even in on it. He went for pennies on the dollar, very similar, franchise-changing guy. But ultimately that worked out because Danny Ainge was able to draft Jason Tatum, trade for Kyrie Irving, and still has other pieces. Dave Dombrowski's not drafting Jason Tatum. He's not trading for Kyrie Irving. Danny Ainge ain't walking through this door. The Red Sox flat passed. I said when the Celtics didn't get Cousins, the only vindication was for them to go get another top 5 player, which at the time I said in sarcasm. I didn't think it could happen. They did it. The only vindication for the Red Sox here is if they sign Bryce Harper next summer. And if they do that and they were waiting on this so they could sign Harper, fine. They're brilliant. I don't think Dave Dombrowski's that brilliant. I don't think he plans that far ahead.
I think they're going to have to because that's the scary thing. Bryce Harper, he was rumored to be so next season he's a free agent. Now, Bryce Harper he's
going to go to the Yankees, too.
Rumored to be a Yankee next year.
He's going to go to the Yankees, too. All they're doing here is passing on, what's his name, from Baltimore, Machado.
Yes.
And they're taking Stanton instead, and they're moving it a year up. And their outfield is going to be Judge, Harper, and Stanton. And people say, oh, how can you afford that? They don't care. They print money. It's the New York Yankees. Their ticket prices are ridiculously high, but by bringing in Stanton, they're going to sell out every game. They're going to be able – they could burn a $100 million contract and still operate in the green. Right, jersey sales, marketing, this, that, whatever, okay? The money's not an issue for them at all. But apparently all of a sudden it is for the Red Sox. They won in 2013 running it like a small market team. It was supposed to be a rebuild. They were running it like a small market team, and they won. And for whatever reason, they think that will work. I hate to break it to everybody, but your beloved Red Sox don't care about bringing you a championship anymore. They don't. The Red Sox just want to be good enough that they can turn a profit. They're perfectly fine winning one game in the ALDS every year. John Henry has turned the Boston Red Sox into the Cincinnati effing Bengals. They don't care about winning as long as they're in the green. And that would explain why John Henry stuck around so long. He was the Marvin Lewis of the MLB there. All right? They don't care about winning ball games. If they did, they would have been in on Stanton. Henry didn't want to take the contract. He didn't want to pay the money because he wants to spend it on his soccer team and his yacht and his horses and all that other bull crap. I almost swore. I'm sorry. So he's fine being the wild card team and getting swept in the ALDS. He's fine with it. And that's what this told me. And Dombrowski, too, he's fine passing on Stanton because he thinks he can make another move. He thinks he's Danny Ainge. He thinks he's Bill Belichick. He's not. Until he proves me otherwise, which would be signing Harper next year. I'm sorry. The Chris Sale trade, it was a great trade. They got a great pitcher. He traded all his best prospects. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. A good GM takes a generational talent and convinces him to come to his team. That's what a good GM does, okay? Until he signs Harper next offseason, he's a joke. His hot seat just got a hell of a lot hotter.
And I'm telling you right now, Red Sox fans, and you better believe this, the Yankees are now one of the top teams in baseball with this move. And it's not even a contest.
What? No, they're the Golden State Warriors.
You have won the AL East 2 seasons in a row. And now you are the little boys compared to the men in New York.
You know who you
Which
are?
is pathetic because you had this opportunity.
You know who the Red Sox are? I'm going to keep going back to the NBA thing because the MLB with this move, it really makes it feel like the NBA, which sucks because the NBA sucks, and that's another story. You're the Los Angeles Clippers. It's a nice story if you guys make a bit of a run, but when it comes to those Final Four teams, everybody knows you're not going to be anywhere close.
Oh, absolutely. And this team has just taken, and you know they're not done.
Do you want to be the Clippers? Right. Do you want to be the Clippers? Do you want to be the Bengals? Red Sox fans, are you okay with that? Are you going to applaud this move? Oh, he showed patience. Oh, we don't need power. We have Jackie Bradley Jr. He can steal bases. We're the Red Sox. We don't do things like the Yankees. No, shut up. You need talent to win. It's so frustrating from these fans. These green teamers piling in other sports. It's the Bruins fans who think the Sagan trade was a good idea. It's the Pats fans who think you can suspend Gronk for the season and still win games. Shut up! You need talent to win.
It's like
these teams getting a pass on it.
It's like Red Sox fans. It's like some of these Red Sox fans don't want a power bat. It's like they don't understand the big issue.
No, because they like being the cute little singles hitting team.
When Jose Abreu was on the table a couple weeks ago and that conversation came up, it blew my mind that Red Sox fans didn't want to trade Jackie Bradley.
I would bet you if
it blew my mind that people didn't want to trade Xander Bogaerts or Stanton. Do you guys know what Stanton is? Do you know what Stanton is? Stanton hit 59 home runs last year, and playing at Fenway Park, that's 70. That is 70 home runs at Fenway Park.
Yankee Stadium, too.
Yeah, in right field, he's going to hit a stupid amount. We have to get our heads out of our butts. I don't know if I can say that. We got to get our heads out of our butts, and we have to understand that the next move the Red Sox make is a power bat, and you just lost out on the biggest one. And do you know how much?
But they're fine without one.
Do you know how much Bryce Harper's going to cost next season?
Why? Hey, you're the Boston Red Sox.
I know, but the fact is that Stanton was cheaper, which is bananas.
Well, because he's Bryce Harper with injuries, and I understand why he's cheaper. Harper's a better player. And
I know.
If this is Dombrowski's long-term play, is to pass on this one and go get Harper and have an outfield of Betts, Benintendi, and Harper, like, I'm okay with that. That's fine. But I have no reason to believe he's going to do that because Harper's a free agent. He can't just do what he's done his entire career and throw a bunch of prospects at a problem and fix it. He has no prospects yet. He has to actually go out and make a move. He has to acquire somebody, okay? Last time he did that was David Price, and we saw how poorly that worked out.
All right, but we have to talk about the Red Sox next move this offseason. Now, are they going to make that move, or are they going to make the move towards Bryce Harper? Because here's my thing. If you do sign J.D. Martinez, who I was all in on all season, I wanted, up until the Yankees were the guys who grabbed Stanton, I wanted J.D. Martinez, and I wanted the trade for Jose Abreu. That's who I wanted. But now that this happened, do you have to wait and sit on your hands for Bryce Harper next year?
If you actually want to win a World Series in the next decade, yes.
You're going to have to, right? Because and that throws a whole wrench. Up until this morning when I woke up, I wanted J.D. Martinez and I wanted a trade for Jose Abreu. Now, I don't want to add another contract like that because Bryce Harper is going to be expensive.
It doesn't matter, but people need to understand, and baseball needs a salary cap, but people need to understand there are 3 teams in baseball in which money literally means nothing. The Red Sox, the Yankees, and the Dodgers. The Yankees and the Dodgers have figured that out.
Tax?
And they were both in their CLS last year. Or
yep.
LCS last year. The Red Sox still run this crap like it's a small market team, and I don't know why.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why we fans have to be realistic sometimes and understand if John Henry can get his head out of his booty and understand that himself, then maybe the Red Sox fans should think that way. But I just don't think he's willing to spend that kind of money right now.
Because he doesn't want to spend money to make more money. He's turning a profit right now, and he's happy with it. And that's enough for him. It's being the green. It's not worth the risk for him, and it's frustrating.
And that's very frustrating. Okay, so now you wanted to touch on this quick. We have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, so we got to crank this out, Alex.
One last take. I want to see the MLB investigate Derek Jeter for collusion and tampering. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's not what I was talking about, but fire take. I love that.
I want to see them investigate that, and if anything's found, I want to see him have his ownership revoked. Okay, this is completely unrealistic. Imagine if when Tom Brady retired, he went to the Broncos and then traded Von Miller to the Patriots. That's essentially what this is. Okay. Um, the Derek Jeter, there was no, it makes no sense why he bought the Marlins. He's not from Miami. He's from the New York area. He's always said that he wanted to be a lifelong Yankee. I think his end goal, even before all of this, was to eventually leave the Marlins and go back with the Yankees in some capacity. I absolutely think there's something going on behind the table here. I find it funny that Stanton originally did not want to go to New York, and I wonder if Jeter, there was a nudge, nudge, tap, tap. I wonder if Jeter had words with the Yankees before he officially became a part of the Marlins. I want that all investigated. I think there's Yankees ties here. Get Bob Mueller on the case. Get whoever on the case. I want a Deflategate-style investigation against Derek Jeter, and if he is found for collusion, tampering, whatever, I want his ownership of the Miami Marlins revoked, because the last thing baseball needs is Derek Jeter turning the Miami Marlins into another Yankees farm team.
And it was funny
Get
how
at me on Twitter, Yankees fans. Tell me I'm wrong, because I'm right.
it was funny how all of a sudden when the Giants were out, the Yankees all of a sudden became the front runners, and the Yankees realistically through this whole process have not been nearly at the top. And all of a sudden,
as far as we
when
know,
he waived his no trade clause, the Yankees were there. And
I'm sorry,
the Yankees made the deal.
The Yankees can't do things below the radar. They're the New York Yankees. There's some foul play here. And if it goes all the way to the top, if it goes all the way to Jeter, the fans have a right to know about it, and he should face punishment.
CLNS Red Sox Roundtable. Alex, great damn job, man. Great show. CLNS Red Sox Roundtable. Breaking news. Giancarlo Stanton, my new mortal enemy, has made his way over to the New York Yankees. And I will say this. I officially hate Giancarlo Stanton. And I didn't think I could because he seems like a nice guy. But, man, can I not stand that guy.